Hey there! Welcome back to another episode of the London Diaries. In August, we took some time out to chill, relax and enjoy the sunny weather whenever I decided to make an appearance. Come along on this August adventure in London as we walk, bake and attend a festival. The sun was shining that day, which made us want to leave the flat and enjoy it. We went for a walk to find a place for breakfast, admiring the beautiful houses along the way. We stopped at Philippe Conticini Cafe. I got a ham croissant and shared the very cookie with my boyfriend. I was a bit apprehensive, thinking it might be overly sweet, but it wasn't. However, I could not have eaten the whole cookie on my own. We walked a bit more and decided to get a bubble tea. I hadn't had bubble tea in ages. I usually order the traditional milk tea with tapioca balls, but this time I wanted to try a summer drink and opted for a peach tea. I love anything peach flavored, especially when it comes to drinks. We then arrived at the farmers market, which was our initial destination for the morning. We browsed through the various stalls, admiring the produce on display, and we picked up a few items for the week before heading it back home. Inspired by the pastry at the market, I decided to bake some cookies. I used a recipe from Sally's Baking Addiction and absolutely loved it. This will be my go-to recipe from now on. I usually find cookie recipes too sweet, but if you reduce the sugar then it often messes up the cookie's consistency. But this recipe was perfect. It does require chilling the dough for a few hours to achieve that chewy texture. So while the cookies were chilling, I decided to go through my closet and see if there were any clothes I could donate. I like to do this every few months. Since my closet space is pretty small and I share it with my boyfriend, I have to be strategic about the clothes I keep. I found a few items I hadn't worn this spring and summer, so it was time for them to go. Finally, it was time to shape the cookies. I made a few extra to put in the freezer. I baked them for 12 minutes or so, but I definitely unbaked them. User error. I later baked some of the frozen cookies in the air fryer for a little longer and they turned out much better. I left the cookies cool before heading to the movie theater, where we had tickets to see the new Deadpool movie. Of course, we couldn't go to the movies without getting some popcorn. I think most of the View theaters have been renovated because the last few we've been to all have these enormous recliner chairs that are so comfortable and make the viewing experience 10 times better. And the movie was awesome, one of the best Marvel films I've seen in a while. Back home we made some homemade pizza. While I was baking the cookies earlier, my boyfriend made some pizza dough that was ready to bake after the movie. We opted for classic toppings of ham and mushrooms. I got the recipe from Brian Lagerstrom, and it was a step up from the last time he made pizza dough. And I got a fizzy drink to enjoy with the pizza, and guess what? It was peach flavor. What else is new? That morning, we headed out again for breakfast. I got a nice latte and a plain croissant. We arrived a bit late at the bakery, so they were out of almost everything except croissant, but it's never a bad morning when it starts with such a pastry. We enjoy our breakfast in a nearby park, appreciating the cool morning breeze. The plan for the day was to attend a festival at Finsbury Park. They have music events all summer, and that day we went to the Andronadip Music Festival. We exited through the newly renovated entrance at Finsbury Park and went straight into the park. We pretty much followed the crowd and reached the entrance. I had a great time. There's nothing better than listening to music and dancing to the beats outdoors. The festival was well organized with everything you need. 2 stages, lockers, multiple bars, and even a food court area. Also, since the events are only day long, the festival was on the smaller side, making it easy to find people. You couldn't get lost. It ran from 2 p.m. until 10 p.m, but we left around 8 as we were pretty tired from dancing all day. Back home, it was finally time to enjoy the cookies I made. I had one in bed while starting a new polyester book, the perfect way to end the day. I hope you enjoy coming along on our August adventure in London, and I'll see you in my next video.